Hey, welcome to the 5th round of this league. Let's reveal our Obosh again. And we're on the play with well, since we don't have Daze in our hand, this is the best like Ragavan protection we have, so we're gonna keep. Let's see what we can do. Just gonna start with a volcanic island. I have enough lands, and if it really comes to it that they turn one blood moon me, then so be it. But like before, I want to be able to brainstorm and fetch if I need to. Jason, klaar. Badlands is a reanimator. Not the best hand against him. Petal. Well, you have a lot of mana, and it's certainly not gonna Daze anything. If you were worried about that. Alright, so we're somewhat Thoughtsy protected, but they are targeting themselves, which is also fine. Ritual, reanimate. If they find a big creature, they can basically hardcast it. I think Force of Will is one of my better cards, but Brainstorm C so much more. Tough. This helps with pressure. I'm gonna keep the Force of Will. It's too important, I think, here. We know their hand is this double dark ritual. I need to just get some good Ragavan hits in. Missed some blue card. Maybe that was just bad, but basically keeping the Force Will means that I think we win if we find the early blue card because we're connecting with Ragavan. Okay, give us a reanimate. No. What a shame. Okay, now I think we have to dodge one draw and then we're fine. Since next turn we get to hardcast Force Will. I think that's enough to close it. No, don't do it. Okay, that's fine. Now we don't have the security of getting a hardcast Force Will. Regent is decent. Let's see if we get something nice. We can't cast that. I do think I'm gonna cast this Murktide though. I think I'd rather keep. Do I rather keep a land in the hands? Let me think. If I top deck a Force of Will, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can use one. It's fine. They don't have too many double black cards. We're definitely not out of the woods yet. If they just draw a reanimation spell, especially if it isn't reanimate specifically. right? Jaws is 5-6 mile. You got it. That's bad for us. I think they if they have, especially if they have multiple Archons in their deck, Archon of Cruelty, they should definitely draw here. I think they should assume they have one in their deck. They should just go for it. Try and find the Entomb. Get there. Interesting if they don't do anything useful here and I find a lightning bolt, I can like attack with everything and either trade bolt and regions for this or kill them by killing whatever they block. But alright, the other ritual Entomb. Oh, it's Tarka's Grief. Alright. It's not the worst for me. Okay, Brazen Borrower, please. Light up the stage. No. I have to be careful that I don't want to attack with that. Alright, there we go. So if this somehow gets countered, and I use my fetch land, I'm screwed. So just in case I'm gonna use my treasure token. I basically lose if this gets countered, and if I then also have to attack with the Chandler, it's done. Wait, there's land on top of my library, which I'm gonna keep there then. Yeah. Petty Theft, seriously, I love that card. I know that Stock Delver doesn't play it anymore at the moment, but it's just, it solves so many issues. Alright, Caracas Cage, some Surgicals, a Breach, Flisserstorm. Could see the Hydroblast maybe. It's probably better than a Bolt. Right, Pyroblast and Gutchels can go out. And if I get 4 bolts, I add in the Hydroblast to counter one of their sideboard cards or a Faithless Looting. Or I keep in a lightning bolt for reach, but I think this is better. And yeah, let's try to force them. Or surgical. Something like that. Let's do good stuff. Alright. Opponent is having a good hard think about it. I must say, I've been playing quite a bunch of Reanimator lately, and I think the sideboarding is actually tough if you don't haven't mapped it out for yourself beforehand. There's so many cards you want post board, but you can't really cut that many. So what I usually end up doing is cutting a bunch of cards that are like get worse when you're low in life total. And since I'm very heavy on Archons in the list I'm playing, I can just cut a couple of Gristlebrand and like half them if you happen to draw them, or entomb them if you have an entomb, and it's good. But generally you just want to Archon against Blue or Delver, so that card is way harder for them to beat. Of course, the turn 1 Gristlebrand without a Reanimate is still just game over, but with a Reanimate it can get awkward sometimes. I will reveal my Obosh just in case it gets relevant, which it could in this matchup. If you have a Borsate that stalls out, Just slam an Obosh and attack in there and actually get through their stuff. So this hand doesn't have any of the great interaction, but it has a Force of Will and a Brainstorm and a Borrower if they go for something that isn't just game winning. So I'm gonna keep it. I don't think it's great. And they start on a Chancellor. If they have to turn one with Chancellor, we're just screwed, but well. I don't think you... I think you need 2 pieces of interaction, but you far from always need them on turn 1. So I don't think you should mulligan to the piece of interaction. Now we're just gonna do the thing White Chancellor. If they don't turn 1 us, we're just gonna do the thing White Chancellor just isn't perfect in this matchup, and let's just keep open mana for the Force of Will. Of course, if they have discard spells, that gets awkward, but a discard spell would have solved the Force of Will situation for them anyway. So they only have the Chancellor, which is good for us. Just pass, and if nothing else happens, I probably just fire off the Hydroblast. Though I could just cast a Channeler with like no mana up. Depends on what they do. I could just take the turn, pass again with 2 mana up, and then have the Hydroblast open for their flashback Fatus looting. I want to counter this, but I don't think I should. Like, I get that they want a better target than the Chancellor, and this deck digs them to their good cards, but this is card disadvantage, and I only have 1 piece of interaction at the moment. I can't Brainstorm and Force of Will here. So I've got to pick my battles, I think. If they play a second land here and then just pass a turn, there's a chance that I Brainstorm instead of Hydroblast. I hope this just unlock my hand by doing like Petal, Reanimate, and don't have anything to get through the Force this turn. Then I get to use my cantrips to find something for the next turn. If they Dark Ritual now, I'm gonna have a good think. Probably have to counter the Dark Ritual then. You Reanimate. Alright. Gonna get rid of the Hydroblast. I'm pretty sure that if they had the second land, they would have played it. Even though they know I don't have Daze, I think they just would. So it's unlikely that they easily get to their Faithless lootings. So, and I think the other cards I have are better. Alright, cantripping time. Ooh, cards. Not the worst. I'm just gonna Brainstorm first and then fetch and ponder. Don't think I want to light up here. Other than that, I think this is interesting. The Chandler's pretty far from getting active. I'm not gonna cast it this turn. I might want to cast it next turn. So am I gonna ponder here or not? That's basically the question. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna keep up the spell piece. And then next turn, I have the option to just draw this. No, I'm probably gonna cast the Brazen Borer at instant speed next turn. Just keep up the Force of Negation in their turn. So I'm gonna get rid of it. of the Dragon Race Chandler. Dark Ritual. I actually think that's fine here. I just need to go through their cards. Yeah. I mean, they could have a second Dark Ritual, then I have to force that, but it's fine. Alright, that's good. So now the question is, do I want to just cast cantrips? But no, I don't think so. I mean, it's nice to have the Brazen Borer, just to get rid of like a Chancellor, but the Carcass already gets rid of the most likely target they have, since they have the Crucifant in the graveyard. And this way I just get to keep up the Force of Negation. Thoughts he's targeting me. So I could cast this and then still lose the Force of Negation. I think at this point it's better to just counter that and then search for interaction. That's interaction. Since I'm going to use mana on that, I want to use Preordain. I'm probably also going to ponder this turn. Let's see. They have 2 cards. How afraid of those am I? I think I'm definitely going to bottom this. The question is, do I want to draw the Chandler now to just play it? I think I do. I don't have a lot of protection here, but I'm only gonna get to see 1 new card if I bottom it. Fluster Storm. It's good, not great. But if I'm gonna ponder next turn, then that helps. Basically, I just need to survive this turn anyway. And that helps them from having good top decks against the cage. So. Alright, we got there. A 4-1. So we got stumped in the first round by Curse Stompy. Let's look at the deck list for a second. So, in that loss against Curse Stomping, we definitely noted that we didn't have the Dazes. That's the kind of matchup that they go up to like 4, 5, 6 mana plays, and having a Daze there is just basically always good and trades up so far. On the other hand, the Brazen Borers were good that take their place, as well as the Spell Pierce. And Obosh itself, it was only truly relevant in one game where it actually won us the game. So that's a point in favor of Obosh. It was good to have it around. There were a couple of games there where I could have gotten it if the games got longer, stuff like that. The light up stage was, I've never cast it. I bottomed it every time I saw it. It was truly just not a good card. I could see just, we're used to having so much card advantage with Expressive Iteration now, but I could see just not needing it. Just having another Preordain here or something. And then just trusting that just the card quality together with the Obosh for the late game is good enough. I'm not sure. We didn't face any control decks this round, so that kind of weighs into that. For this league at least. So, let's see, we played against Storm, where, of course, Daze is decent, but it's almost never something that decides the game. Played against Moonstompy, where Daze is great once you get your lands into play. Then again, because we don't need to rely on Daze, we have basics in our deck, and Borer is also good there, and Obosh is not bad to have there. Against the lands, I don't like Daze. I usually board a bunch of them out. And then we played against Reanimator, where Daze is good. Daze is a good card. It's not always great since it doesn't work on the draw, and sometimes they can just play around it on the play. Like in the last game, they were sort of tanked on mana, but in the first game, they had tons of it. Yeah, I mean, Expressive Iteration was clearly way better than a bunch of the cards we had now. But, oh no, I think it was fun to play a league with a Daze. I might do a second one, just see how it feels. But it was fun. I don't think it's that much worse. We still have all the good cards, and I wouldn't opt into playing this version like competitively right now. But if Daze has to go, the deck can still survive, I guess. Though this is just a very rough version. I could definitely see just increasing the curve. Anyway, that was it for me for this league, and I'll check your folks later.